Okay, and let's get an even closer look at that human chain in Toronto. AmirAli Alavi is one of the organizers and a member of the Association of Families of Flight PS 752 victims, and he shows us the mood on the street.
We gathered here alongside Yonge Street, all the way from north of the street on Steeles, all the way to Lake Shore, in solidarity with the people in Iran who are fighting for their freedom. The event today is actually part of a bigger event. It's a global event, more than 80 cities, close to 100, I've heard, the latest, around the world, in North America, Europe, and Australia. And we are forming human chains all around the world to stand with the people of Iran, to be their voice when their internet is cut off and restricted, and ask our government to stand with the people of Iran.
AmirAli, the noise is part of the story, so I hope you can hear me. You mentioned there might be 80 to 100 different cities participating. We've read reports of up to 140 cities that could be participating around the world, so it gives you a sense of how vast this chant, this movement has become. Talk to me about how many people you anticipate are going to come out in Toronto, and just the length of Yonge Street. How many kilometers of a human chain is that going to be?
Yeah, actually we have received requests from more than 500 cities to be part of this movement. We were only able to process about 100 of them. But in Toronto, it is a very long stretch of the street. You can appreciate everybody on the streets and lining up here. That's we think that we need about 15 to 20,000 people.
Wow.
This is not hard to imagine. That a turnout that is not hard to imagine, because just a few weeks ago in Toronto, in Richmond Hill, we had more than 50,000 people turn out.
That's right.
In support of the same movement. And last week in Berlin, people gathered from around Europe. We heard it's more. The crowd size was more than 100,000 people. So that the movement is huge. The movement is huge in Iran and all around the world.
AmirAli, the people who are chanting beside you, what are they chanting? What are they shouting?
Well, the main word, the main chant is "Woman, Life, Freedom," or in Farsi, it's "Zan Zendagi Azadi." It really embodies most of the human rights that people in Iran are asking for. They're asking for the equality of people, regardless of their gender, their ethnicity, their sexual orientation, and freedom in every respect. And this is really not possible with the regime who is in charge, who's really keeping the Iranian people hostage at this moment. And people are demanding regime change using this very progressive feminist chant.
But AmirAli, you and I are here in Toronto. People in the West can have these protests, but the real story is happening on the ground in cities and communities and villages across Iran, where people are losing their lives for this protest. What are you hearing from friends and family in Iran about how serious this movement has become?
Well, that's right. My heart really goes out to the people of Iran who are fighting on the streets. They are being killed. They are being met with violent crackdowns. You see the security forces going to schools, to high schools, throwing tear gases, beating the students. A few of the students inside their schools have actually died of the severe beating. They have thrown tear gases inside the ERs. You see, indiscriminate firing at the masses of people who come onto the streets. It is really incredible scenes that you see on the street. But, the other day, I saw one scene that was particularly moving. When the security forces were lining up on the other side of the streets, people were standing on this side. People started to kneel and ask the security forces to shoot them. if it really means that to them. And of course, the security forces did not, because it was really, really brave to see people do that.
AmirAli, as part of the scene around you, are you at all able to walk around and show us what you're looking at and what the scene is like?
Sure. Well, I can start walking that way. You can see people, this section is actually a lot of families of victims of flight P752 that was shot 2 years ago. We're standing, and the stretch of the street, I cannot walk the whole way. It's more than 20 kilometers, but it's really incredible to see so many people, even chanting, when they are standing in a linear way. You see people calling, say her name. It's Mahsa Amini. She has been a symbol of freedom movement in Iran.
That was AmirAli Alavi, one of the protesters at the Human Chain demonstration in Toronto.